The 100th episode of Fallout 4 upcoming mods. We have something fairly special for today. We actually have a July update for the Capital Wasteland project. This only just came out. I think it came out today, actually. It is going to be bringing us a lot of new and really cool content. So starting things off, what is the Capital Wasteland project? Basically, it's aiming to add in a ton of content from Fallout 3 into Fallout 4. So that being weapons, armor, items, locations, NPCs. It's also important to remember that this is more of a side project for those involved. There's not a set release date here, anything like that, as I do say in the post, and anything can happen to this in the future. Link down below, I will have their Discord, so definitely join if you want to see some progress pics or just really talk to the people working on this mod in general. So starting things off, we do have a look at the Enclave Hellfire Power Armor. So this is pretty cool. This is something that we've seen teased a lot, but now we have a much more finalized in-game screenshot. It looks largely done to me. This is a really iconic armor in Fallout 3. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really remember this one quite vividly as compared to some of the other ones, because when you saw this on an enemy NPC, you knew they were going to be at least partially tougher than the other ones. It does look really cool. It definitely is up to the same quality that some of the other armors Inuctium and Dogtooth have put out. And put simply, I always have a soft spot for power armors that are a recreation of previous power armors from older Fallout games, because Fallout 4 changed around the way the power armor system works, and I really like experiencing those old armors with the new system. Then we have a pretty cool one. This is going to be the 32 Pistol by Alex H1. This is actually one of the new team members announced with this post. Regardless, I really like this pistol. I've always had a soft spot for revolvers in Fallout games. It's just kind of the way I like to play. I think they did a really good job of updating the pistol and making it look a bit better, but it still kind of has that exact same feel as it did have in Fallout 3. It definitely seems like they're going to be taking advantage of the attachment system that Fallout 4 did introduce. You can see a few different things here. It looks like that's going to be a silencer, maybe a compensator, just all around a few different muzzle options as well as grip options, and it almost looks like that's going to be a new kind of slide there. Definitely looking really cool, and I think this is going to be one that we're going to see a lot of because it's going to spawn on many of the lower level enemies that are always more abundant. Then the classic 10mm pistol by Tainted, which actually just got released today. It's on Nexus right now, so you can go and download that. It's also on Bethesda.net for Xbox users. This one's looking really cool. It's more or less just reincarnation of the 10mm pistol as it appeared in Fallout 3. Obviously, it is in Fallout 4 and it was in Fallout New Vegas, but this one has some minor changes to it. The overall aesthetic and some of the add-ons are a bit different. It's definitely a great mod to download, and for obvious reasons, it fits pretty seamlessly into the game. I was actually playing with it a little bit earlier today. So we have one that I'm actually quite excited for. That's going to be the classic metal armor. I feel like in Fallout 4, the armor choices kind of went a different route than some of the older Fallouts. Like thinking back to Fallout New Vegas and especially Fallout 3, I just really feel like the armors were a little bit more hectic and loud in those previous games. In Fallout 4, they almost look more like clothes most of the time, and they're not as crazy for some of the Raider or Super Mutant factions. Well, the classic metal armor is definitely embodiment of that crazier armor that did appear in previous games. It looks really cool. It definitely looks extremely high quality, and this is one I'm going to be excited to get in game. Armor mods are always very promising and cool, and I feel like it's one that hasn't gotten as much attention when compared to something like weapon mods or even power armor mods. So we actually have some Enclave assets. These are looking really cool. I do hope they bring the Enclave back into the game. I imagine they will in some size. I mean, obviously, if they have these Enclave assets, they're going to have some Enclave something, but some Enclave NPCs, maybe even a joinable Enclave. Some of the quests from Fallout 3 would be pretty cool. I really like the Enclave. I'm really kind of disappointed they weren't in Fallout 4. It's one of the factions that is my most favorite outside of the NCR. So we have some visuals of some of the different locations that the mod's going to be adding in. So starting things off, we do have Mason District Park. This looks really cool. One thing I really like about this is or at least it looks like they're using a lot of the materials and assets that are available right now in Fallout 4. I think that's kind of obvious. They don't want to build everything from the ground up, but it just looks cool. It looks like a mesh of old and new because it's a memorable location, but some of the things are changed and more modern. Then we do have an image of the GNR. This is very similar to one we have seen in the past. All around looking very cool. Hopefully the GNR is reintroduced. I know a lot of people loved the NPCs there and actually listening to the radio itself. Then some of Chevy Chase Alley. Moving on, we have Chevy Chase Ruins. There's not too much to say about some of these. I mean, they are very cool. It's nice to have these locations being implemented back into the game. But then one of the more notable locations, Paradise Falls. This actually almost looks like a piece of concept art if you look at it quickly. I didn't even realize this was an in-game screenshot the first time I looked at it. All around, this one is looking very cool. This one definitely has the Fallout 4 items, but the Fallout 3 landscape. I don't know. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying when I say that. I really like the look of this one. I'm excited for a lot of these more notable locations like that. The Super Duper Mart, the interior of this one is definitely looking pretty cool. Interiors I always find to be a bit harder than exteriors because you have to get the right amount of clutter but not be kind of too much clutter. Then we do have the German Police HQ. This is a location that I personally remember dying at many times. This is back when I played Fallout 3 on Xbox, and I just remember the quest associated with this was very difficult, or maybe I was just too low level to do it. But then to close things off, we do have some images of the Citadel. You can see Liberty Prime standing there tall and proud. This as well as some of the different interiors that are going to be available again. All around, this mod has come a long way. They've definitely made a lot of progress. The team has definitely expanded. They've been adding in new members each time they release these updates, and it's definitely looking promising. They do mention at the end that they might try to expand the scope of this and actually include all of Fallout 3 into Fallout 4. Regardless though, whether they go for the smaller version or the larger version, it's looking very promising. It's a very cool looking mod and something that I think we're all very excited for. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one though, guys. Hopefully you are having a good July 4th, a shorter video for today, but all around I think a very cool one nonetheless. As always, again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Later.